In danger of burying the lead here, I want to kind of chronologically move through this story step by step so we have a more holistic understanding of what's going on. And what we're talking about here is we're talking about the Capitol Police compiling dossiers on Congress, congressional staffers, and private U.S. citizens who are meeting with members of Congress. So for the people who lived under a rock for a few years, last year, the insurrection, or the erection, as many pundits accidentally called it, raged in Washington, D.C., a couple hours of mayhem, very dubious and suspicious mayhem. But regardless, the narrative was, post that event, that a bunch of right-wing crazies stormed the Capitol, and Capitol Police was woefully inadequate to hold back that storm, and we almost lost a bunch of Congress members' lives, right? That's the prevailing narrative. Democracy was under attack. Trump tried to initiate a coup, yada, yada, yada. That's not what I'm really interested in as much as the aftermath of that. So the narrative being, your neighbors are dangerous, half the country is crazy, right? And the only way to stop that is we need to increase the police budget. And you know who was there to increase the police budget? None other than the Squad. So the Squad splits on Capitol Police funding, letting bill pass by one vote. 3 progressive Democrats voted no on a $1.9 billion in funding for the Capitol Police, while AOC Jamal Bowman and Rashida Tlaib voted present. So the defund the police, BLM aligned Squad, split decision and conveniently allowed for a $2 billion increase in the Capitol Police. If that isn't hypocritical enough, let's dig a little bit deeper, right? So these are progressives. We're thinking, if you're a left-wing person and you're thinking of progressive, you're thinking, they're anti-authoritarian, they're pro-people, right? They're anti-police. They want to reduce police budgets. They want to make sure people's civil rights are being upheld, etc., etc. The reality of it is, they're voting to expand police budgets because they didn't feel safe. When the rubber meets the road, they're not going to be on the side of the people. They're going to be on the side of themselves. Okay? Let's just get that clear. But now, we've increased their budget by $2 billion. And what were they going to do with that, right? They were just going to make sure the Capitol is secure and our poor Congress members are protected, because there isn't 75,000 trillion police and security agencies in this country. We need to give them more money, right? So months now since that's happened. And luckily through a leak, we learn of this. Capitol Police examine backgrounds, social media feeds, and some who meet with lawmakers. The little-known new practice by the department's intelligence analysts, instituted since the January 6th attack, is highly controversial given the civil liberties concerns it raises. So the article goes on to describe how they're basically compiling dossiers. There's offices for the Capitol Police in every single United States state. They're compiling dossiers on American citizens, U.S. Congress members, and congressional staffers, right? Absolutely insane. Absolutely insane. Extremely authoritarian. And you can thank the Squad for that. But an even more sinister wrinkle to this story is the only reason we found out that they're compiling dossiers and spying on Congress and spying on private citizens is because someone at Capitol Police felt it was so wrong that they had to leak it. And leaking it is the only possible way we ever could have found out about this, because the Capitol Police are actually immune to FOIA requests. The Capitol Police are not subject to freedom of information laws. January 6th could change that. Doesn't seem like it. Doesn't seem like it. Unique among major law enforcement agencies, the department in charge of protecting Congress can ignore public records requests. What's the point of voting for the squad when they do this? This is why I think, personally, this is another example of why the Justice Democrats and the so-called squad are failures. Strategy was a failed strategy. Those politicians are failed politicians. They're completely ineffective when it comes to legislating on behalf of the people. They are very effective at social media campaigns and enriching their own careers. Extremely ineffective at fighting for meaningful legislation that actually helps people. Okay? And one of the few times they're helping to pass legislation, it's for, Nancy Pelosi, Joe Biden, their agenda. It's for the Capitol Police's agenda. It's not for your agenda. It's not for your agenda. When's the last time, the squad talked about Medicare for all? But anyway, here you have it. You got the squad here voting to increase Capitol Police budgets, and lo and behold, the Capitol Police are spying on everyone.